Es ist Freitag, 13:10 Uhr. Los geht's mit einer neuen Episode von MAZZ AB, Vollbart nachgefragt. Der neue Interview-Podcast für den guten Zweck. Von und mit Matze Theo. Vorhang auf für MAZZ AB!
MAZZ AB, Vollbart nachgefragt, ist noch ein neuer Interview-Podcast. Es kommen Leute zu Wort, die
Matze Theo, das bin ich.
interessant findet und die vorher noch nie die Gelegenheit hatten, ihre spannenden Geschichten zu erzählen. 10 Fragen?
Naja, also 5.
Oh, noch 5.
Ja, also 10 in Summe.
Egal. Im Anschluss an das Gespräch verabreden sich beide zu einer guten Tat. MAZZ AB, Erika die Witt.
Ich begrüße euch zu einer neuen Sendung von MAZZ AB Vollbart nachgefragt, dem Podcast mit dem komplizierten Interviewkonzept. Aber diese Woche wird alles anders. Man hat das Gefühl, man darf gar keine Nachrichten mehr schauen, denn man wird wirklich erschlagen von negativen Nachrichten. Und es gibt ein Thema, was nicht nur mich sehr beschäftigt, sondern wo ich auch ganz viele Fragezeichen habe. Und ich bin auch immer ein Fan davon zu sagen, davon weiß ich gar nicht genug, da kann ich gar nichts dazu sagen. Ich möchte aber viel mehr darüber wissen. Und so geht es mir mit der Thematik Iran. Denn was passiert gerade dort? Im Iran entwickeln sich gerade die stärksten Proteste seit 40 Jahren, angeführt von Frauen. Die Wut auf das Regime zieht sich quer durch die Gesellschaft und viele Menschen sind bereit, für ihre Freiheit alles zu riskieren und sogar ihr Leben. Auslöser war der Tod von Mahsa Aminis am 16. September. Die 22-jährige Kurdin starb unter bislang ungeklärten Umständen auf einer Polizeiwache in Teheran, nachdem sie von der Sittenpolizei festgenommen worden war. Der Grund? Ein offenbar verrutschtes Kopftuch. Was passiert seitdem? Frauen verbrennen ihre Kopftücher. Studentinnen zeigen sich mit abgeschnittenen Haaren und Schülerinnen, die Irans Staatsoberhaupt den Mittelfinger zeigen. Das Internet ist voll von Fotos und von Videos. Und die jungen Iranerinnen werden bei den aktuellen Protesten an vorderster Front gezeigt. Doch aber warum sind die westlichen Medien so still? Man scheint hilflos, doch man kann 2 Sachen tun. Am kommenden Samstag, also morgen, zu dieser wichtigen Demo zu gehen, an der Siegessäule in Berlin. Und man kann diese Folge hören. Ich habe mich entschlossen, von meinem typischen MAZZ AB-Konzept diese Woche zurückzutreten und meine Reichweite, also diese Plattform, jemandem zu überlassen, der genau weiß, was vor sich geht. Ich lasse heute Kasra Rahmanian sprechen, einem in Iran geborenen Berliner Queer-Artist und Curator. Lieber Kasran, ich begrüße dich und kleine Anmerkung, this will be an English episode, so let me repeat my introduction for a second. Iran is witnessing the strongest protests in 40 years led by women. Anger at the regime cuts across society and many people are willing to risk everything, even their lives, for their freedom. The trigger was the death of Mahsa Amini on September 16th. The 72-year-old Kurdish woman died under as yet unexplained circumstances at the police station in Tehran after being arrested by the morality police. The reason? An apparently slipped headscarf. What has happened since then? Women burn their headscarves. Students show themselves with their hair cut off, and schoolgirls give Iran's head of state the middle finger. The internet is full of videos and photos and showing young Iranian women at the forefront of the current protests. But why is the Western media silent still? One seems helpless, but you can do 2 things. Go to this important demo at the Siegessäule in Berlin this coming Saturday, so we are talking about tomorrow, and listen to this episode. I have decided to step back from my typical MAZZ AB concept this week and leave my platform to someone who knows exactly what is going on. And I'm going to let speak Kasra Rahmanian, an Iranian-born Berlin queer artist and curator. Kasra, the stage is all yours.
ژین ژیان آزادی زن زندگی آزادی Woman Life Freedom Frauen Leben Freiheit. Used in the Kurdish independence movement, this political slogan initially aims to recognize the importance of the women of Kurdistan. On September 16, 2022, Mahsa Amini, also known as Jina Amini, a 22-year-old Iranian woman died in a hospital in Tehran as a result of police brutality by the religious morality police for not wearing the hijab in accordance with government standards. The death of Gina and her funeral ceremony in Kurdish hometown of Siegessäule lit a fire to a great wave of protests in Iran, a protest unlike any other that has ever happened, even the revolution of '79. Woman, life, freedom shouts contemporary feminism, and we shall see its impacts in global aspects in a very short period of time. The guards of the Islamic Republic are reportedly attacking schools, universities, and imprisoning activists, intellectuals, artists, and thinkers. Today, on October 21st, 2022, we have already entered the second month of the protests after the death of Gina, and the Islamic Republic is still brutally murdering, torturing, and imprisoning the protesters. The government is disrupting the internet, as per usual, with its crazy daily costs, despite the fact that the society has been facing a cruel economic struggle ever since Trump withdrew from the nuclear deal and threw harsher sanctions in the market. To this day, at least 240 people, including at least 24 children, have been murdered during the protests. Yet, on September 21st, during the earliest stages of the demonstrations, at the United Nations Assembly, Ebrahim Raisi, the elected president of the Islamic Republic of Iran, vowed to obtain justice for the U.S. assassination of Qasem Soleimani, a top Iranian general killed by drone strike in 2020, while holding his picture. Meanwhile, 10,000 kilometers away, people on the streets of Iran were burning pictures of Qasem Soleimani. Yet, one could ask, why is the majority of Western media silent? Why feminists are not amplifying the cause as much as they do for other purposes? Why are anti-imperialist leftists calling the Iran protests Islamophobic? And ultimately, how could one become aware about this issue? Woman, life, freedom. Women around the world started to cut their hair in solidarity with Iranian women, whom are fighting for their basic rights to have freedom of choice, very much alike to the abortion law. Yet, Western defenders of hijab claim that there is a new wave of discrimination against their freedom of wearing hijab, and Iranian women should not burn their headscarf. Jian Azadi. Schoolgirls in Iran are taking a major action in the growth of the protests by taking off their headscarves while shouting Zan Zendegi Azadi in their schools and burning pictures of Khomeini and Khamenei, the supreme leaders of the Islamic Republic, and sharing videos of it online. Arsa Panahi is the name of another victim who died of internal bleeding after the guards of the regime attacked an all-girls high school in the city of Ardabil and beat her to death. She was only 15. There are tens of names: Sarina Ebrahimzadeh, Nika Shakarami, Hadis Najafi, Pedram Azarnush, Minu Majidi, and a lot more. Elnaz Rakabi, an Iranian climber who competed without hijab at the Asian Games finals. Rakabi, in a forced confession, declared that her so-called problematic appearance in the tournament was unintentional and her hijab fell down during climbing. Her brother was arrested by the government's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps intelligence, and her return flight to Iran happened 2 days earlier than expected. Reportedly, Rakabi was missing in Seoul, as well as her passport and mobile phone. Zan Zendegi Azadi. What is the neoliberal aspect of the global silence? What is the role of the gas shortage as the result of Russian invasion in Ukraine? As you might be aware already, Iran has the world's second largest reserves after Russia. NIAC, the National Iranian American Council, the Islamic Republic's lobbyist in the USA, has funded numerous campaigns in favor of Joe Biden during the previous US elections in 2020. A member of NIAC, for instance, Fanos Fasihi, a New York Times writer, after weeks of silence, claims in an article that the protests are only because of the economic struggles. Germany has a history of diplomatic relations and economic ties with the Islamic Republic. Justin Trudeau declined to answer a simple yes or no question by a member of the Canadian Parliament. Why liberals haven't listed the Iranian government's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps as a terrorist entity, despite voting to do so? Yet, in answer to this question, he talked only about Iraq. I bet there are still a few people that don't know the difference. Critical thinking can do a significant help in understanding the situation. The Iranian society is not being oppressed only by the Iranian regime, as known as the Islamic Republic. For instance, issuing visas for Iranians generally defines when hell freezes over. Because whatever we do, we always have the highest chance of visa rejection. Yet, my dear listener, did you know that 4,000 children of the Islamic Republic officials are having dual citizenships and are easily able to travel, open bank accounts, have public insurance, as well as basic privileges as you do? Does this help you to connect the dots easier? Jin, Jian, Azadi. Zan, Zendegi, Azadi. Woman, Life, Freedom. Frauen, Leben, Freiheit. On October 22nd, at 3 p.m., Berlin is hosting the Freedom Rally in solidarity with Iran, the largest rally yet in Europe. Beginning from Große Stern, this event is organized by PS 752 Justice, the Association of Families of Flight PS 752 victims. Participating in this rally means that despite the media silence, we as human race are aware of each other's struggle and live as one. Because the issues of the Iranian society, for instance living under an absolute state of fascism, is closer to any of us at this very moment.
Jo! Mann, du bist gefeuert. Ich war noch in der Probeschreibe.